science is looking for answers and art is looking to ask questions in a more interesting way or in a relevant way. Certainly science can inspire art. I'm interested in how people connected to people and to animals and plants and the world we live in. And I've made a lot of work about nature and I sometimes disjointed connection with nature. What's amazing about Kew, it's not just a garden. There's hundreds of scientists, there's horticulturalists, all these people here. And interacting with them, I came up with quite a few ideas, and it sort of grew from there.
As a palm specialist, my work involves essentially the discovery, the description, the exploration of the diversity of palms worldwide. Palms have a really remarkable way of growing. Palms have found ways to escape the constraints of being a monocot and to produce large, really spectacular scaled structures. And as a result, they have this really characteristic appearance, the pillar-like trunk, the great spray of leaves. And they have really unique ways of producing their structures. The way that a palm produces its leaf is totally unique in the plant kingdom. And you end up with these amazing folded structures, like the lovely fan leaves. They are intrinsically beautiful things. The fan leaf is embedded in artwork for millennia. The palmetto architectural design, for example, is based on this palm leaf. But it's also that structure, the folds, for example, the sheer scale that lend palms great importance to people. The way that Marc has captured this beautiful palm leaf in an artwork really allows us to see it in a different way, but also celebrate it for simply what it is.
Kew is also interesting because it's a natural environment, but it's also not natural. It's completely human-made. For me, the idea of the bonsai encapsulates part of the human relationship to nature, that we love to have something totally controlled and within our power, and that makes us feel relaxed in a way. Because there's no such thing as a bonsai tree that's just a tree that's been bonsai'd, that's been put in a small pot and over its lifetime has been unable to grow because of that. So I thought, what would these trees look like had they been planted normally and been grown to full size? So I made some big 5-meter versions of these bonsai trees. So really it's about freedom and letting go and release. They're symbols of that for me.
Plants are amazing chemists. Herbarium is a collection of plant specimens which are dried and pressed, and really they represent plant species from across the globe through time and space. And although they are valuable historically, so we can understand more about plants in nature over time, they're also central to modern science. There is a great potential to still find medicines within plants and other organisms. So they can produce a very diverse array of often very complex chemical compounds. And in some cases, these chemicals are so complex that people cannot synthesize them from scratch in the laboratory. So for certain pharmaceutical drugs, we still rely on plant sources to obtain them.
I asked them to give me plants that have been used to develop anti-cancer drugs, and these plants then were used as inspiration to make these sculptures, our Botanical Cells. So these sculptures are made of kind of cut out of stainless steel, based on the shape of the herbarium sample. So they have these kind of strange shapes and they disrupt space in an interesting way. And because you see yourself in it and you see nature in it, they're all about the connections in some way.
I also want people to to really revel in the pure aesthetic glory of the structural biology of plants. And that's really what Marc's managed to achieve on a very grand scale.
I'm hoping that the works make people feel and think something, and that maybe that leads to people looking at the world in a different way.